Homes destroyed or damaged in Meade County. No reports of serious injuries, though, and Meade County plans to pull through this. A destroyed home burns before dawn. Meade County crews get busy as sunrise sheds some light on the damage.
Everything in its path, you can see what it did. It just leveled it, you know. But we're real thankful to the Lord that He spared our lives.
There are injured people in pain.
Most of your plates are right over here.
And personal belongings in piles.
Oh, I'm sick over it. I'm just sick over it. I just can't believe it. You know, I worried about it being in a mobile home, but I never dreamed this kind of devastation.
Well, this was our horse barn.
Martha Campbell can't believe the horses survived. The roof ripped right off above their heads.
My neighbors said your horses are down there screaming in the barn, and I thought for sure we'd have to destroy some of them. And when we got down here to them, they were all right, but we were prepared to shoot them if we had to, but they're all right.
At Highway 60 Mufflers, these tailpipes used to be stored upstairs, but the upstairs is gone. Meade County already knows it can survive this kind of destruction.
And of course, we were all exposed to the severe damage in 1974 tornado. So I think that everybody's looking at it rather optimistically. Well, we survived another one, and let's get up and go again.
And back live here in Meade County, you know, we heard that a lot today, folks talking about the tornadoes of 1974. Something else that we heard today, people talking about Mother's Day. One mother telling us how these high winds almost ripped her little girl from her arms. And we'll hear more about that in the second half hour of our show. Back to you, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Ann Jewell, reporting live from Meade County. Well, it's a safe bet that there will be people who will not have a home to stay in tonight. And there has been a shelter set up at North Hardin High School for those people who need a place to stay. The high school is located in Radcliffe and will be open to anyone who really needs it tonight. The other thing we want to pass along for the folks here in Vine Grove and Radcliffe is that we're told they're offering food over at the Vine Grove Fire Department for anyone who needs it. We actually passed it right along 144 as we were coming into town, and they did indeed have some food. Other thing to add here actually is that Parkway Elementary School was damaged, and we're not sure whether or not there'll be classes tomorrow. We'll keep you updated throughout the evening. Now, the storm system caused a lot of lightning. You probably saw some of it last night. And something unusual happened. Lightning struck a teenager near Bardstown. The good news is that he survived. Relatives of the 17-year-old came to see him in the burn unit at University Hospital. Stephen Hall was coming home with his mom and dad after they'd gone over to a relative's basement during the storm. His dad, Matthew Stanley, says it almost made it indoors when there was a flash.
And it was just like a big ball of light, just like a great big camera. And it just went total dark. And after the lightning had stopped and I hollered for Tammy, Stephen never answered. So, and he was on the ground, so we got him, or I got him and pulled him in the house, and we called the ambulance.
Paul has third-degree burns on his left side, and his parents say it will take months for him to fully recover. There is a nice Mother's Day story in all of this. The young man survived the lightning strike, but his mother, Tammy Stanley, she's pregnant. She was standing closer to the tree than he was, the tree that was hit, and she wasn't even scratched. So there's a nice little miracle, and there are plenty of them to be talking about here across Kentuckiana today. Now, the lightning and the thunder and the rain woke most of us up this morning. Donna, it didn't last long, but we've seen the results. It caused a heck of a lot of damage. Back to you.
The video certainly shows that. Thanks, Jeff. We'll see you a little later in the show. Well, the daylight at least made it possible to see the damage, and with a little time passed, people can step back from it a bit, survey the damage, and begin planning the cleanup. But while the storm is happening, that's another matter altogether. And our crews were out there overnight just after folks got the scare of their lives. Imagine coming out of your house at 3 o'clock in the morning and seeing this. Imagine your terror when howling winds dump a tree in the middle of your house. Charles Rutledge doesn't have to imagine.
The wind blew the top off the house.
His is a nervous laugh. This Vine Grove resident realizes just how lucky he and his wife were.
My wife had gone to the bathroom. That saved her life because everything where she slept fell right in on our bed.
Vine Grove got the worst of the storm that threw recreational vehicles around like toys, that twisted power poles like matchsticks. Radcliffe was also hit.
Oh, I seen it coming. You could see it. It was like a wall of white rain just pounding against, you know, against the side of the trailer.
John Short's trailer stayed put, but this one did not. Miraculously, no one was hurt, and that fact has not escaped these folks.
Very lucky. Very, very lucky.
Well, the same storms that hit Kentucky also ripped through Indiana overnight. There's no damage reported in southern Indiana, but in the middle of the state in Montgomery, Indiana, you can see the damage. High winds have ruined this farmhouse, and 2 people in a mobile home died when the winds picked up the trailer. Another person was hospitalized with head injuries. Witnesses say they had no time to react.
It just came and went so fast, and the only thing that I could really hear was the hail. I heard hail hitting the window, and that's when I got up to head for the basement. I didn't even make it there. It was just a matter of seconds.
The storm also produced at least a dozen tornadoes in central Illinois. Well, we'll continue our special storm team coverage during our next half hour of news. Did you hear the warning sirens for severe weather this morning? Coming up later, we'll talk with DES workers about the sirens, when they sound them, and what you should do. Well, still to come here at 6 o'clock, violence overnight in Jeffersonville. Gunfire breaks out between 2 brothers. And the storms leave these planes grounded in Frankfurt. More storm team coverage when we come back.